1 minute and just say, are you aware that there's a little pixie peering over your shoulder in the way you're framed now?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah. Oh, that's one of my paintings.
I love it. He's just like peeping over your shoulder. It's perfect for you, Claire. I love it. It was just like a little bit distracting, but he definitely wants to be known, to be seen and
Yeah,
acknowledged. So I acknowledge you. Is it a pixie? It's a pixie, yeah?
yeah. Well, it's kind of, yeah. I'll tell you the story behind this one. It's this was a beam that I saw in some woods with my son a few years ago,
Love it.
and he was like superimposed on a tree trunk. But
Whoa.
the way he was superimposed, it looked like he was healing a tree.
Yeah.
So that's what he's doing in this picture. He's healing
So
a tree.
beautiful. Beautiful.
And yeah, so he's quite tall. He was bigger than a pixie, and he had his face was quite like dog-like as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. Very beautiful.
So thank you.
Oh, well, thank you for showing that and for painting it. It's really, really lovely. And you made a point there that he's quite tall. So this is something
Mm,
else that I realized through another fairy experience that I had. They're not all tiny, are they? Like
no,
some of them are literally giants.
yeah,
And it really blew my mind when I saw a giant fairy as tall as a tree, as tall as a tree. And I was driving down the A30. I'll just share quickly if I've got time.
yeah. No, you have. Yeah, please carry on. Yeah.
So I was driving
Mm,
down the A30, a journey that I've done a million times, maybe not that much, but a lot of time, hundreds of
mm.
times. And I just noticed these giant legs out of the corner of my eye over where the trees were on the side of the road. And it was just a peripheral thing because I'm being careful and I'm driving and I'm focusing on the road, but I could see these big legs. And so I just quickly glanced and followed the legs up, and the knees went up to like nearly the top of the tree, a giant tree. And there was what you might describe as a typical kind of flower fairy type energy just
Oh,
standing, and it just threw me. And I went home and I was like, what was that? Like I don't
mm,
drink, I hadn't been drinking, I hadn't been taking anything at all, I was just totally normal. And I saw this and just thought, wow, I thought they were little, but that definitely wasn't little. And then I did a bit of research after and saw that, yeah, that it, because I just assumed that fairies were always little, like their energy and their energy bodies were always small, but this was literally as big as a tree. And then it came to me like a fairy will be as big or as small as the thing that it is connected with, whether it's a tree, a plant, a bush, a flower, whatever it is, that's the size that they will be.
yeah. Mm,
So this fairy was the size of a tree, and you could say, but trees have dryads, and you can label it however people can label these things however they
yeah.
want. And
Mm,
that's something else I tuned into the fairies about, like how, because I used to use the Faery spelling, the old Celtic spelling. Then I went for the Faerie spelling, and then I ended up with just the typical fairy Fairy, because everyone knows what you're talking about when you say that. And I was finding when I was using the Celtic spellings,
yeah.
people were like, it was too many questions about the spelling. And so
Yeah.
I connected in with the fairies and I said, tell me, how should I spell you? How should I spell this? And they said to me, we care not for your human spellings. All we care is for your intentions.
Whoa.
Yeah, powerful. That was so, and I feel it
Yeah.
every time it, and that's how it came through. And I was like, okay, I don't want to get, because we get caught up in the small stuff, the labels. We love labels.
Yeah. I find it
Yeah,
confusing, Karen.
it can be really confusing.
Yeah.
So that kind of settled my heart and my mind with that. And it's like, yeah, they really don't mind how it's spelled. So
No, it's about keeping it simple, isn't it? It's about going back to those childlike ways
yeah,
and setting that intention. I mean, that's my approach to magic and connecting with fairies. Just keep it simple.
Yeah.
Be polite, make your intentions, go and connect with them, enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and then that's the way you build that connection, isn't it? It's just